Certainly means a lot to the community. Exactly. Let's welcome in Pete Seymour from the Rocket Radio Network. Pete, thank you for joining us.
Mark, thanks for having me.
All righty, it's the Falcons, it's the Rockets. Need we say anything more?
No, and first and foremost, Mark, I need to take a step back and just realize how blessed we are to have a rivalry like this in Northwest Ohio. Obviously, I'm not originally from here, didn't know a ton about the rivalry before moving to Ohio, but having two schools that intertwine so much with each other, as well as they are just fierce competitors on the football field, so close in proximity, you don't get this everywhere. And that's what I have to start by first saying is the fact that there's a rivalry like this in Division I football right here in our backyard, and that's pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're talking 26 miles separates the two campuses, closest you're going to get to something like that. And what we can also appreciate about this year, the game is played on a Saturday afternoon, and we've got two well-rested teams coming into this game.
Yeah, really interesting. First and foremost, pumped that it's on a Saturday. Don't mind the noon kickoff, whatever. ESPNU, really excited about that. I know Bowling Green has been hyping up this crowd, even making their students go on and get their tickets a little bit earlier. And yeah, Mark, when's the last time that both of these teams came into this game with a bye week? They're both well-rested, both ready to go, and I think not an early bye like we talked last week, but kind of just a bye week to get back on your feet, get those bumps and bruises cleaned up. But you best believe that both teams are going to be ready come Saturday at noon.
Toledo, a one-game edge in the all-time series against the Falcons. Interestingly, the last four meetings, the visiting team has won each of those. So Rockets are at BG, so it's an automatic Toledo victory?
Yeah, you know, if you're a fan of the MAC, obviously this past weekend proved true that, you know, if you're looking at what you want to call the Mid-American Conference this year, that frankly it's much like every other year and nobody has any idea. I mean, Ball State going out and beating Ohio, Eastern Michigan, taking Buffalo down to the wire. I mean, these are some of the top teams in the conference. You just never know, and that is magnified come Saturday in a rivalry matchup.
You look at a Toledo offense that can beat you in a couple of different ways, but I think the challenge for the Rockets as they take on Bowling Green defensively for Toledo, you don't quite know what BG is going to do offensively because they haven't really established an identity on the offensive side of the ball.
No, and listening to Coach Candle speak a little bit earlier in the week, Mark, he said, you know, this is a team, they're going to lean on you. They're going to try and establish that physical presence up front and try and run the football. The first week of the year for the Falcons, 30 of their first 40 plays were running the football. I mean, that being said, Eddie George is their head coach. What else can you expect? But you're 1,000% right. It's a BG team that hasn't taken care of the ball very well in the last few weeks. Now, that's opposite from the first few weeks when they were winning that turnover margin. And for a Toledo defense that is killing the turnover margin right now, could be a point of emphasis.
Certainly, you look at turnovers, every coach is going to point to turnovers. They're going to point to special teams or special forces, as Eddie George likes to call them. And that might be one of the areas where BG has an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up, Mark, because I think special teams, and Coach Candle always focuses on those hidden yards, and a lot of those hidden yards come from special teams. Jackson Cleather, one of the top in the country for Bowling Green. I haven't seen a kicker like that. Heck, go back to maybe Sean Sweezum when he was at Bowling Green. Make that kind of those kind of kicks and that kind of efficiency in that win. Special teams is going to be huge on both sides. And the Toledo special teams and Bryson Hammer, Dylan Cunanan, they've really stepped up the last few weeks. Really pinpoint that area, though. When you, at the end of this game, it all breaks down, you look at the box score, check that special teams category and see who won, because I would bet to say that the winning team is going to be doing better on special teams this week.
What are some of the ways Toledo prepares for this game every single week?
Oh, man, a lot of different things. So even this past week, all of the charts have Bowling Green upside down. No matter what it is, if it's a simple roster, if it's a coach's notes, I was able to take a look at some of the coach's notes from this past week, and they're even writing Bowling Green and upside down. I'm talking just notes. You're just taking notes on a notepad here. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. Oh, Bowling Green, no, let's write that upside down. But yeah, this is a game that obviously the Rockets focus week in and week out for. Both squads do. And one of the really interesting things that stuck with me from earlier in the week, and something that Coach Candle said, was, at the end of every year, they have their seniors get up, whether it's the end of the year or the beginning of the year, and they all go through memories. What's your favorite memory as a Toledo football player? A lot of the time it comes back to beating that team down south.
We'll see what memories are made on Saturday. Pete Seymour, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it, Mark. Go Rockets.